Good evening, traders. LordSeanConnery here to going over today's ES and CL action. Let's go ahead and get started with CL first. I'm going to go ahead and blow this chart up and condense it down. These are the levels just for the intraday. I didn't take a snapshot of the overnight. There wasn't anything really interesting. Okay, here are the levels that we have quant generated. There was a position that I was able to take after seeing a response kind of pulling into this zone. This was in the morning. 63.81 was a low. I was able to bid in 63.86, risk 63.81. I like to take the low as the risk. Sometimes it just really depends on how the low is formed. If maybe I'll go ahead and take a few ticks below. More often than not, I pretty much luck out. I wouldn't say luck out, but I pretty much take the low, because if I see the low go, then it gives me less confidence that I'm gonna get some action. Anyways, for this trade, this was a fairly decent move. We had this little open auction with this little move higher. It finally went on up. Tagged the very first inflection, missed it, and then finally tagged it by a few ticks before coming back in. Came back in to like the open swing high. Open swing high would be 63.96. The open swing is basically kind of like this open range for the first, some people will quantify it for the first 5 minutes. It really just depends on, as well as if the open is even revisited, which in this case it was. Pulls back, and then it heads on up, and right at about 9:30 was the EIA report. It's a weekly oil and gas inventory. Comes out at 9:30 my time central, and it can be a market mover for sure, and then sometimes it can be a dud. So the report comes out, and the market spazzes out. It's really hard to see, but on my cursor, this is 9:30 on the dot, and if I move right about here, all this space right here is 30 seconds of trading. So that's wiggly, spastic reaction. Comes in and tags inflection 2. Didn't tag it to the tick at 64.28, but got really close. And it just failed. The low of the EIA, so the EIA in itself is its own auction. And I believe it's right about here. The low was about 64.11. And the instant reaction after the news was up. So usually when on an auction where there's an instant move at the open and there's some chop and it breaks that open, that can tell you a lot of things about what might be going on. Well, that's kind of what happened here. We had this spaz and this move up, and then it just kind of petered out, and it finally broke 64.11. So that's the EIA open, in this case the EIA low, and it fell right back in. So this trade did pretty damn good, getting one target and just about two. I like to kind of spread out contracts. Sometimes I like to front run because, I don't know, you never know. There's some market demon out there that just knows where your order is, and it's bullshit. No one knows where your order is, but it always feels like it when you put an order out there to get filled and it just misses it by a tick or two or three, and then just says, yeah. So anyways, comes back in, pulls back. So we break the IB high. We fail to get the overnight high at 64.32, and we fail to test the previous high. So that is a pretty interesting little bit of action there. If we fail to get the overnight high, then sometimes we can kind of think, oh shit, well, if we can't get the overnight high, maybe we'll get the overnight low, which is at 63.50. Anyways, this thing pulls back in, breaks the IB low to go neutral, comes back, gives another decent little bit of an entry here. There was an absorption reversal here that was taken, and then comes back into what was the volume point of control. It was up at 64.04 before this profile actually fully generated till the end of the day. Actually, you know what? I do have a let's see, kind of show it. Yeah, let's see if I can kind of inch this forward. No, let's see. Kind of see. No. Ah, damn. Oh, well. All right. Anyways, yeah, we end up coming in, testing this level, going back to this level, kind of playing ping pong with the levels until finally it just kind of gave out. There was the FOMC report, and that didn't really do much with oil. There could have been some selling that could have happened irregardless of it. I'm not really sure if they were correlated or not. It didn't. The action looked pretty slow after that happened. Honestly, I think oil was pretty tame compared to today's ES. But anyways, we came in, developed a new low, pulled back. We couldn't get above this over-under. So this was kind of like what was support is now resistance. And we actually took out the overnight low, but after the market close, which, I mean, it took it out by the end of the full session, but normally there's a 90+% chance that the overnight high or the overnight low is taken within the RTH hours. In this case, it wasn't. I mean, it came really close at 63.62. There's 3 ticks. Oh, sorry, 63.50. This is the new overnight low that's actually happening right now. It came, I don't know, somewhat close, 12 ticks, and then finally it took it out. So that was oil. Pretty decent zone-to-zone trade for the day. There's actually multiple. There was this one, the long from the over-under, tags inflection 1, gets close to inflection 2. There is a reason that inflection 2 is the most efficient price, is because if the market's action is contained there, you could technically take a short. It would be really hard to short here over an EIA report. So it looks good on paper, but when you play back the action, if you were to, play back the action on your trading platform, it doesn't look clear. It looks like erratic schizo action that it's not an easy read. The short could have been at the break of 64.11, which is that EIA low. There was another trade here that only got one inflection. I mean, since the high is in, if the high is marked by inflection 2 or the low is marked by inflection 2 downside, you can have a pretty good amount of confidence that, all right, I don't think anything else is going to happen to extend that unless news comes out. So anyways, that is CL. For ES, so ES, we have the FOMC day, and this is all the action. This is a ton of fucking action. Just going to say, from here, the starting of this dark gray area to about right there, this one big area right here is the action till 1 p.m. Central. Very little action. We came in, we pulled back to the over-under, had a decent response, and it just tagged the overnight high, and it actually rejected out. So what looked like a pullback with a good response to get long up to inflection 2 actually got shut down by a kind of like a look above and fail at the overnight high. And once that happened, it was just a grind down. Is grind. And there were all sorts of messy fucking orders. There was nothing clean about this day in terms of, trying to catch a long or and whatnot. It's very grindy. And again, like for FOMC, there's going to be a lot of positioning. But one thing that you could have taken off the table were longs. If you saw this look above and fail of the overnight high, you could have said, all right, I think exploring the high is done. Maybe we're going to go toward the low. And we did. We actually took out the overnight low as well. But this is a pretty much compact range. But once the fireworks happened, there was an absorption reversal here that I was able to go ahead and take at 52. I just wanted to see what kind of action I could get before the EIA report. Sorry, not the EIA, that's oil, the FOMC. And I was able to get something off, and then it just spazzed the fuck out. From here to about here is 2 minutes. This move here to this move here is going all over the place. if you tell me that you could look at this and say, oh yeah, I could totally trade this. I could short here and long here and short here. Like, no, you fucking can't unless you're a goddamn android like Commander Data on Star Trek. Or you are one of those awesome veteran traders. For me, I don't think I could trade that fast. But I can, pick spots and, put my risk on, get some scale risk off, and play for targets. But a lot of this action in the first 15 minutes is very unplayable. However, what's really interesting is the most efficient prices for ES were upside 66.8450 and downside 66.4250. After the release, we went on up, probed here, pulled back, probed up to the 66.8450. If you put some, I don't know, hopeful limit order out there with, I don't know how much risk that you put on out there with the FOMC, 5, 10, 20 points, shit. You got filled. There was some decent action here if you're really good at watching the tape, watching order flow. There was a short here. I would recommend that if you didn't see it, just play it back on your trading platform, and it's there. But this trade, shorting here from one extreme efficient price, going all the way down to the other in a matter of how much? This is 1:05 p.m. This is 1:15 p.m. 10 minutes to go like 40 fucking points. I could just hear Owen Wilson saying, wow, wow. Yeah, exactly. I know that, you know what? Let's go ahead and put a clip of that right now.
Wow.
There, all right. So after that, came back on up, ran through these inflections. It looked like it was going to go in balance, but this is the press conference at 1:30. This is where Powell gets to start talking. And as he started talking, this was all over the place. We started exploring lower, all the way down to, let's see, I think it was 66.11. And then there was another absorption reversal down here that was really nice. There was this bid that just didn't let the market go lower. And then this thing went all the way back on up to close the day. I believe just like slightly, no, actually it closed. It closed within the IB range. So this extreme amount of volatility, we started here, we explored lower, FOMC came out, we explored higher, we went fucking completely schizo, and we came to close right back in the range. That was pretty impressive stuff. A lot of people see, when the market's moving down like this, they picture Dennis Gartman yelling, "Sell the world." No, the market did its job of exploring the highs, exploring the lows, coming back right in the middle, and really there wasn't really much of a repricing of what was expected on the FOMC, which was a 25-point basis cut, and then some comments by Fed Powell to really stir up program trades and see what goes on. So anyways, the ES was a fucking monster. The FOMC comes out a particular amount of times a year, and if you are really good at trading this, which I am not, personally, I hate super fast action. I'm really not good at it. I aspire to be better. I pick my spots. So what I mean by what I mean by when I'm not good at it is I am not in, out, doing 30, 40, 50 fucking trades. I can't do that. Usually after 5 trades a day, I could be tapped for mental capital. But there are some people that are just amazing at this. And if you have the mental fortitude for it, fuck yeah, that's great. I'd also say that you just got to be careful, because it looks great to, catch the lows and the highs and spots to stick and move. But man, for every possibility to win, there's also a possibility that you're going to get a second, third, or fourth bris, and then all of a sudden you find that you have no dick at the end of the day. So, yeah, got to be careful. And then already I haven't updated the levels for the overnight because I can't display them. But the ES has already moved from this big balance all the way up for about, 20 points from 66.64 the lows to 66.84.50 to the highs. Very cool stuff is going on. Anyways, that concludes the video for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.